Hey everybody, welcome to Thursday Night Commentary, CCG Poker TV/radio.
That's what we're going
Radio
with.
star killed the TV killed the radio star, right?
Yep.
Well, it's on but you can't actually see us. So we're like the radio and
On TV.
on TV. We're the radio on TV.
Instead of the radio on the radio.
Correct. Coming from you on the airwaves, but you can see others. Like you get to see Mo. Basically, you get to see Mo's face and my voice. What an angel that would be, right? Mo's face, and your poker insight. That's pretty sick. That guy would win money.
Yeah.
He would win money in a poker event.
I agree.
Okay, well, hey, welcome Thursday Night Commentary for the final table of the CCG Summer Saver. So this was a new event that we did.
There we go. Little lag.
Yeah, I think that was just on our side. It skipped there for a second. It does crash here about 10 minutes in, and then I just reboot it, and it's fine. We picked everything up. So this is CCG Summer Saver final table. We are down to the final 7. This is the first time we've ever done a Labor Day, multiple day event, non-main event, where we did a Thursday flight, Friday flight, Saturday flight, final day on Sunday. And these guys played for like a legit noon to like almost midnight on Sunday. They ripped a huge long day. Now, what did we say? There was 120 something, 121, 122? 120 plus.
Yeah.
And considering there were there were what, 7 players signed up on Thursday?
7 on Thursday and only like 28 on
Friday. So the 2 day ones, day 1A on Thursday and day 1B on Friday were pretty light, and then Saturday was just like
70 bomb on Saturday.
jammy, and like 20 dudes showed up on Sunday to just buy direct into day 2.
And this was while there was an HPT or something.
During the MSPT or HPT we're
something
at.
else was going on too.
Yeah. So it was pretty considerable big event considering what we were up against. Right. Labor Day weekend, and the weather was beautiful. It was so nice. I was itching to go play golf, and I couldn't because I wanted to be at work, apparently.
You wanted to be at work?
No, I should have been at work. You know,
Gary V would have been at work.
Gary V, that's what I wake up every morning going, should I go play golf or should I go do work? And I'm like, Gary V would go to work. So then I go hit extra range balls and be like, I'm going to work extra hard on my goof-off stuff.
Right.
So I like practice to play golf. All right, we going to mention any hands here?
Well, we're on the second hand. Nick's got 8s. We have a very familiar final table, right?
Yep.
We got
Marky
sitting in his 3 seat with all the chips again.
Rex is in the 4 seat, third player over there from the left. He is a meetup game guy. He had never been to CCG until he showed up for the meetup game, which is pretty cool. You got Angel down there at the end. Nico's another guy. Nick Fury is another guy. I don't know where the hell he got that hat. Nick, if you have a fireplace at home, throw that hat in there because it's awful. Sandlot, right? Yeah. I know that's your favorite movie, so I had to make sure I dropped it.
My favorite lines.
And then
Rudy.
I was thinking Vito for a second because my brain hiccuped. But Rudy's another rag. He only plays tournaments. He plays basically all of the tournaments. How do I want to say this? Whenever there's a floor call and he's there, like he never says anything, right or wrong. Like he never beefs, he never complains. He's just like, yeah, whatever. I'm here. It's fine. Whatever you decide's good.
He took a bad beat at Oak Lawn. Was very upset.
Took an actual bad beat or like?
Yeah, we got an ace king versus ace queen on the bubble, the final table for all the chips.
Obviously he had the ace king.
He had it, yeah. And
Ugh.
he loses.
Ugh.
And
yeah.
Proceeded to call CCG some bad names, all in good fun humor.
Obviously, because like when you get bad beated, it's either the charity's fault, the venue's fault, the casino's fault, or the dealer's. It is never a player's fault. We should have shirts that be like, "Never my fault." # poker sucks. You know.
Rex raised it up on the go to king queen off, folds all the way around. So Marky, Mark, and Rex have like all the chips, right?
Well, let's find out. Mark has all the chips. He's got 35% of the chips in play for 1.7 million. Rex is in second with almost 8K, 800K. Nick, 760. So I mean, there's a kind of a bunch there in the middle, a little couple of small guys, and then Mark with like just this massive chip stack.
He had this many chips with
the CSOP main event.
no, but I'm saying he had this many chips.
Oh, yeah.
with like 15 people left. He had 35% of the chips with. 15
I think there were 2 or 3 tables left, and he called me over and he's like, "Hey, are we going to do the final table on the final table?" I was like, "Yeah, the final 7." He's like, "Not that I'm saying I'm going to make the final table." And I looked down at his chip stack and I was like, "I think it's safe to say that you could go to lunch for 3 hours and still get into that final table."
It was. I think he
massive.
Yeah, when there was 2 tables left, I think he just knocked out like 5 straight in a row at his table.
It's gross.
And we were nowhere near the color up, and he's like, "Oh, Brandon, can we do some color up here?" Because he just had a mountain.
Too many, yeah. And he's very humble, and when you talk to him like during the tournament, like I don't think he was joking when he was like, "If I make the final table," like I don't think that was a joke. I think he was just like, "I don't want to sound overconfident here. I know that anything can happen, but I like it. I like the way he plays." I did put out in the Monday Poker Fix yesterday, which I know you don't listen to, but
I actually watched it.
But our fans do.
I watched it.
What you call it?
It was funny.
Right? Marky Mark, World Charity Poker Rankings, he's #1.
Yeah.
I mean, he's second in the main event, and final table here with a massive chip lead. You know he's got to finish top 3. I won't spoil it, but the man could literally not look at his cards, play every hand, and still get third. Right? I mean, just by sheer luck, he could just go crazy. All right, Nicholas, 700K. He makes it. Did he just limp in with Ace Queen? He did. Blinds are 10K, 20K with a 20K ante, and he's laying low with the Ace Queen.
So he's hoping one of the short stacks is going to shove it.
Big lick. Do they still call it that? You probably can't say big lick anymore.
Big chick.
I think it's just because big lick seems like might be kind of offensive now. Right. So I apologize for being offensive. Do I have to step down as CEO if I say something offensive on this?
No,
like pull a Papa John's? Like that guy went full blown crazy, and then they took his face off the fucking box.
I know.
It's his name. It's Papa John's.
And they're no longer the NFL sponsor.
No, he got into a ton of trouble. Like, obviously, you can't say stuff like that like, you can't. That's nuts. Oh, ooh. All right. Hang on here. So, Nick might have gotten lucky here. He just limped in with Ace-Queen. Niko raises more than half a stack. 3/4 of his stack. Basically, he raised all in.
No, he's got 217 behind.
Oh, is that what that means?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know if that's what that means. And he's going to get away from it. Kind of unfortunate from Niko that he didn't get more action from Nick.
Yeah,
Nick really should have kind of opened under the gun, at least 2 or 3x, right?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was limping to pick off because Niko's got 465. Okay. 175, 250.
So yeah, a little half stop and go action there. Yeah, weird play. I mean, it kind of worked out for Nick.
Made it 5, 6, 7, 8 bigs.
Mm-hmm.
That's a crazy time.
Right. It screams, "Don't call me." I always feel like those size raises, you only get called. I think that was the Monday Poker Fix, wasn't it? No, he does it again with the same thing with 6s, and I was just like, you only get called with like a worse hand.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You only get called by a better hand, right? Like
when you have the worst hand.
Correct. Like you're never getting it in good there. All right, Rob from the 2 seat. He's another regular. People probably, like not a super reg, but like he's been around for a long time and plays in a lot of stuff. Drinking beer out of paper cups.
So 60,000 here from Mark, probably.
Yep. King, queen, blackjack hands.
55.
Getting a lot of those Fletch aces out of there.
I was thinking about Fletch, but it's tournaments. These aces are worth absolutely nothing. They're worth nothing in cash games too, but
you can get away from them.
Fletch still plays.
So, just so everybody knows, I'm looking at my Rubik's Cube now, which is something that you have heard in the past of Brandon doing during commentary. However, I'm fully hooked now, and I did it. I've now solved twice. I'm not going to lie, I did have to solve the kind of top layer with some help from YouTube. I had to, go back and make sure I was putting stuff in the right places. I've got all the moves down, but, I sometimes forget, you got to start it in the bottom right corner when you do this algorithm, otherwise it doesn't work. But I got it.
We're not good enough to know what we screwed up when we screwed up.
You just got to start over. Yeah, it's like a domino effect.
The first
whatever I can get back to and figure out.
But it's not like, oh, I screwed that up because I didn't load that in the right spot. Let me just undo that. It's like,
I don't know how to
I
know.
don't know what
No.
I just did or what it's really
Right.
doing.
I just totally screwed it up.
Yeah. All right, Rudy, jacks on the button.
Good spot to have jacks.
Good spot. These are some crazy raisings, huh? Almost
This was a weird table. Like it was like, I think you got to remember like these guys. This is like probably 8 or 9 o'clock. I mean, this is a 4-hour final table. I'll just throw that out there.
So
right?
I think Rudy is one of those players though that's like kind of content to just take it down there with jacks.
4-hour final table, so, and they finished just before midnight. So what is that? Like 8 o'clock they started? 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah.
Good
Right?
math there.
9,
12,
10,
I'd
11,
say.
12. Thanks. So, I mean, they've already been playing for 8 hours. I feel like the betting has been kind of amped up because people are kind of like, I either want to double up or get out. Like, they're just...
And they're kind of deep.
It's
right
funny.
now.
People in the old days used to complain, make suggestions, be like, oh, tournament's too fast, slow it down. We need deeper tournaments. We need this, we need that. Like the idea of poker players were like, give us deeper stacked tournaments. Do you remember the original deep stack tournament? The OG.
Yeah.
Original gangster deep stack was $100 buy-in. 80 went in the prize pool. You got 8K was the deep stack.
Yeah.
That's it.
6 plus 2, I think.
Yeah, and then it was like crazy time. We went to 10K.
We went to the monster stacks. Yeah, we went to 10K.
We went to 10K, and then the monster stack was another. That was like an $80 monster stack, and you got like
15K.
15 or 16K was your total chip stack, and then they both kind of got bumped to like 10K deep stack, 20K monster stack, and now here we are, however many years later, and it's
the
like
Mega Monster was 18,000, the Mini was 12,000.
Right.
I remember, yeah.
Right.
And
And we
that-
still have the mini monster. It's on Saturdays at 6:30. It's a $60 buy-in.
It's the original.
And you
Mini
get
Monster.
it's the original one that everybody was like mega poker
Like
boner for.
160 players in it.
Yeah, it went crazy. At like the Odium.
VFW Warrenville.
Right.
Or VFW West Chicago. That
West
place was
Chicago.
packing in.
Wow.
And then now our deep stack went to 12,000, then 15,000, then 20,000. Now here we are, 30,000.
It's
And-
the standard deep stack.
Right.
You're not even doing and the stacks and the mini stacks, which are now the new bigger tournaments.
40, 50, 60. And then we got the super stack with 70.
I think we call that a mega stack.
Whatever.
There's
Super
too
mega.
many megas and supers
there's
and
a lot of stacks going
right, a lot of stacks going on. Point being is that now it's funny, and my whole point of this big long discussion is that now I'm getting more phone calls from players going, let's go backwards. Like I don't want to get involved in a tournament. Like again, the Summer Saver gives you a freaking every ounce of poker you want to play, you can play in here. These guys have played already day one for what, 6 hours? And then they played a full day two of 12 hours. I mean, you're talking about an 18-hour tournament, and it played the whole way through. There's no chop. I think they just played the whole thing. That was the hiccup. So we're back. You see Mo. That was my goof.
Sweet.
The table just... And it's not frozen. That's just how Mo is sitting.
Yeah, most sitting like he's frozen.
But it's funny. Not Danny. Billy the Greek.
At King's Hall.
Billy the Greek. He calls like, man, we got to do like the no stack tournament and do like where you only get 10K in chips, no rebuys, no re-entries, just like a 10K freeze out. That's actually kind of a cool idea. Maybe that's something we'll start implementing because like that's a tournament I would want to play in. I was down in Texas with Mark, and I played in the deep stack tournament, and that's 20K in chips, 15-minute levels, because in Texas
So
they
it's like
they want a little
Sunday
faster.
special.
It's like the Sunday special. Now there's rebuys and add-ons. I mean, that's just the market down there. They just all go for rebuys and add-ons, and it's a $120 tournament that you just put in $40 at a time.
Correct.
You're doing a 40, a 40, and a 40, and the next thing you know, you're in for $120, and you got 40K in chips. So you do get a lot of chips. But it's 15-minute levels. Anyways, I played from like... I did not buy in until the break, so I cut off an hour and a half. He just jammed it all in.
So same literally thing again. Nick limps under the gun with a big hand. Under the gun +1. And then Niko just makes it 6.25x.
Yeah.
And then Mark's waking up with a hand that he's never folding.
Nope.
Nick's going to get off the hook again. get 2 big hands, ace king and ace queen, and only lose a big blind each hand.
Nice. Good job, Nick.
Yeah.
My quick long story is I almost wish that we would have some smaller. Like, I don't want to play for, because that tournament started at 7 p.m. down in Texas, and then it gets over by like 1 or 2. That's at 15-minute levels, you know. But that's a lot. Like, I just find myself, I do not have the.
Especially for $1,000.
I don't have it in me. Yeah. I want to play. I would rather go play PLO and flip 10 times for $100 each to try to win that same $1,000 than to play a 12, an 8-hour tournament. So Niko did exactly what we talked about.
Yeah, but then Mark shoved on him.
That's what he raised. You're only getting raised or called by a better hand. It's like you're just punting those chips away.
Right. Like you can just raise.
The only way you get it through is if nobody has a hand.
Just raise to 80,000, and then Mark does the same thing, and then you lose 45,000 less.
Right.
Which at this point,
it's just the sizing is off. I think a little bit. So Niko, if you watch this, work on your sizing.
45,000 less. Like that's like
it. And the point being is that him
bet
betting 80,000 and him betting 150,000.
It accomplishes the same.
It accomplishes the same thing, and you're saving 60K, 80K, 70K, whatever the math is, 70,000 between. If you went from 80 and he made it 150, like you get the same effect at 80.
You either take it down or you get raised in your beat.
Correct, and if when you bet 150, you wasted 70,000 of your chips for nothing. Correct. Just make it 80, and you're going to get the same thing. Mark still 3-bets him, and he can get away from it easier. I mean, it's just good solid betting. Nick again limping in with some pretty massive hands here, and then folds. Oof, woof. Marky with 7s. Just again, he is the massive chip leader, right? Like right now, he's basically. I was trying to think of like a really. He is the. The only name popping into my head is Beyonce. He's the Beyonce of this final table.
Beyonce.
I know, it's so lame, and I didn't want to say it, but that's just what's coming out. He's just the star here. He does whatever he says. He sneezes, everybody folds. Oh, I didn't actually raise, I just sneezed, guys. It's fine. Take the money. You're good. Next hand. Like, nobody wants to play against Mark. He raises, and everybody's range goes down to, like, aces, kings, or queens. Yep. Maybe ace-king, although unless it's Nick, who guarantee he folds ace-king to Mark.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because he can knock out every single player easily.
Yeah, I mean, there is, I guess.
It would be like if you were at, like, a bar and everybody's getting a little mouthy and Mike Tyson's sitting next to you. Like, nobody's going to talk shit to Mike Tyson because you're going to have to – it's a really uphill battle. But, like, if somebody else is making fun of you, yeah, I'll fight that guy. He's a lot easier. I don't know if that analogy worked as well as I thought it did.
It's decent.
Marky Mark is basically the Mike Tyson of this table. Like, you do not want to fight in a hand against him unless you are massively doing okay.
Angel raises kings, folds around. So there is a little bit of ICM, so maybe that's what they're waiting on here.
Because you got Rob at 5 big blinds and Niko going crazy town.
Nick doesn't want to risk all.
Is it worse that he made that bigger bet with less, effectively to his stack?
That's what I'm saying.
It was so much of his stack.
45,000.
Okay.
Is 20% of his stack.
I don't like that bet size in general. Even if he had 800,000 in chips, I don't like that bet size. But when he's got a small stack,
no hand. Like
it's so hard.
Kings, then you don't want to make it that high. And if you have anything worse, you're going to get raised if you're beat.
Right.
So
like I said, but you just said it much better.
Yeah.
And shorter.
Rob 9-3 offsuit, can't shove. Mark nothing doing.
So I was just trying to see what is going on this weekend.
North Lake.
Warrenville. Stack on Warrenville.
Stack on Sunday.
So that's all new. Sunday stack. Noon start. Stack. What time's the Bears game on?
Monday Night Football.
It is why we did it. So it's the Sunday stack. Bears aren't on. This place is going to sell out. I'm guessing 120 players.
Really?
Yeah, 12 tables.
Oh, it is Warrenville, right? Warrenville's only Saturday. I get to work at Warrenville.
Ooh, and a stack day?
Yeah.
Folks, this might be a new change because if Brandon has his way, he's going to be like, stacks always got to be on Sundays. Right. But it kind of makes sense to do stacks on Sundays because 12 o'clock start time. We get an extra 2 hours, which basically means we can do 20-minute levels, which I will go on record saying right now, the stack tournament on Sunday will be 20-minute levels because it's the full levels because
You get 12 hours.
we got 12 hours, which means we can still get the final table done. That's always the problem, right? Is that if we get a great turnout, yeah, it's
Half
just.
is closed
Oh, I'm
at
sorry,
1.
you get 4 hours extra.
Because we're closing out early, but yeah.
Okay, I'll get there eventually. 3 extra hours.
Yeah, it'll
It'll finish no
103
problem.
players.
That's awesome. So, if you ever want to play a stack tournament, that's the plug. Come play the Sunday stack with Brando. Special guest star Brandon. Maybe we'll even let you be a celebrity bounty.
Oof, $100 bounty.
On Brando, I like it.
Now North Lake, we got a guarantee on the deep stick on Friday or no? Not yet.
I mean, we can talk about it right now live, and people can see how this stuff comes about. I mean, you want to try it?
How many tables we fit in there? 10.
10.
Yeah. I don't know. It worked everybody was raving about it at Oakland,
And we can switch it to,
and we got 51.
and
At
we can,
Oak Lawn, which
uh,
normally gets
20. It's a good deep stack in Oak Lawn.
And they were all like,
All right, let's do it. Try it again. I'll put it up on the website today. So, you guys might see this beforehand, but at least Thursday night commentary, guys, you'll be the first ones to actually know
this
because
is how it works in the.
this is how it happens.
scenes.
Behind the scenes, you just saw it. All right, so let's get back to the hand at hand. Even though this is the Monday Poker Fix, you guys have kind of already seen it. Mark opened with Ace Jack suited. Rex calls. Niko goes all in. Mark calls, and Rex kind of gets stuck in the middle there and
Yeah,
squeezed
he's got
out.
to fold ace
He
nine.
can't call
No.
with Ace 9. I mean, it's just, it's another 180,000 in chips. No help on the flop for Marky Mark, who needs to hit an ace or jack. No diamonds
When the
either.
Monday Poker Fix came out, I thought Mark was going to win this hand.
Right?
Yeah.
Sneaky. Niko wins. Want to flip for $500,000? Because he just did.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he flipped for $250,000 and won $500,000. But hey, this is all about clickbait.
Tomatoes,
I'm
yeah.
clickbaiting these guys to see it. But it was a good one. I like that one. That was a cool hand. Niko definitely.
Mark loses it all in.
Well,
Crazy
how did you like my I mean, I'm give him
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
6.5 out of 10. But I really don't give like 9s or 10s.
I was gonna say, is this like one bite where like the 10 never exists?
Correct. It's
Okay,
like a 1 bite. Exactly a 1 bite.
so 6 is it's
Right.
good. It's good, not like
It's not his favorite brand, and it's not the best, but it's
I'm getting better.
serviceable. Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm trying to learn how to like. Oh, did anybody notice that the Brad Owens vlog came out this week for CCG?
Oh, I didn't notice.
Yeah, it came out. He it was funny. Bert and I gave him like a laundry list of shit to do in Chicago because he's like, him and his girlfriend were here together and
Yeah.
he was leaving on, so him and I were talking, and then my brother came out. I was like, oh, let me introduce you to my brother. And Brad was staying like one more night in town, and I mean, he got a lot done. I mean, they went to the Bean. They went to he got deep dish pizza, and then he went to John Hancock at night for a drink and to see the see the views.
Yeah.
It's a good spot. I said, don't it's like a 10-minute deal. It's like get up there, see it, have a drink, and then get out of there. Like there's nothing else to look at. But anyways, the vlog was good.
Good.
He won. Brad Owen won some money. They want to come back.
Sweet.
They want to come back in February, and they want to do 5-5.
Sounds great.
I'll be back, folks. Brandon, you're in charge. Don't
Great.
let dead air happen. You gotta suck it in. I gotta get a drink.
All right. Angel takes it down. All right, so Mark takes a little bit of a hit here. Rob's still chilling with 7 bigs. Rudy is in okay shape. He's still got 15, 16, 17 bigs. And then everybody else after that just has heaps of chips.
All right, I'm back.
Sweet. You didn't even miss a hand.
Nice. Nice. I got one of my meat stick.
Ooh, a meat stick.
It's pretty good. You ever had these?
No.
They're good. Although, occasionally...
You eat some plastic?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, hey, that's nothing terrible about that. I've eaten plenty of plastic in my life.
No, I don't think that's plastic.
I don't think so either. All right, Rudy, 4's under the gun +1, just gets rid of them. Tough hand to play, early position.
Mm-hmm.
And when you don't have that many chips, yeah, good fold. I would just fold. Rob with the queen 5 in the small blind.
I'm the player that limps there.
Yeah,
I limp my 4s. Somebody else raises, and then I end up giving them up because I don't want to go all in with them. You're right. Just fold them first.
Yeah. Angel raises the king 7. Marky Mark defends the big blind.
Another guy that's been around for a long time.
Oh, yeah, I remember him forever.
Like, when you were playing.
Mm-hmm.
Poker
All right.
News just sent me a thing. What were they sending me?
Probably Chicago Charitable Games is the best charities in the country, no?
I mean, it's true.
From the CEO of Poker News. Mark check folds the flop.
Baby Harrison with his banana hat on.
gosh.
Look how cute that damn kid is.
I know.
Man. All right, Rob's still hanging on there with his 5 big blinds. This is a nice thing when half-hour levels. I mean,
You got time?
so this week's CCG Poker Radio brought to you by
Bang!
Bang Energy Drinks, coconut penis flavored. Remember that?
I don't.
Hold on. The Office, when the warehouse wins the lottery,
Yeah.
and then the Asian guy who always, he's like, oh, in Japan, I am a surgeon, steady hand, heart surgeon. And he does surgery on the Yakuza boss and kills him on purpose.
Okay.
And he has to come to America and work in a warehouse. It's like it's a shitty little play on how immigration's bad in America.
For sure.
Anyways,
For sure.
he does a coconut penis flavored energy drink that are targeting like Asian gay males, and it's great.
I've never seen this before.
Yeah, it's new. I found it in Texas, and then they have them at 7-Eleven, so I just bought a couple. Now they have a black cherry vanilla that's just awesome. So that's the one I like. But
This is crazy. I have to put this. Warning: too much caffeine may cause nervousness, irritability, sleeplessness, and occasional rapid heartbeat. Not recommended for use under 18. Just buy Juuls. Those are better.
mm-hmm.
Rex looking for a value bet here on the river. Ooh, it's not even on there. It's on Mark. Mark's gonna bluff. When's a good time to bluff, guys? Bottom of your range on the river. It's not gonna get through for Mark, unfortunately.
Bottom of your range.
On the river is probably when you should be bluffing.
Really?
I mean, Mark has 5 high. How's he ever going to win the 157 out there?
He's not.
Right.
Unless he bets it.
Correct. And it doesn't work, but I mean, it costs him $35,000 to try and win $100,000. Seems like a good proposition. When if you just check, you
120,
lose
yeah.
10. Smells good.
This week's sponsor, Bang Energy Drink. Make no mistake, Bang is not your stereotypical high sugar, life-sucking soda masquerading as an energy drink. High sugar drinks spike blood sugar. Good Lord. Producing metabolic mayhem, causing you to crash harder than a test dummy into a brick wall. I love that. I might actually reach out to Bang and see if they'll just give me free Bang drinks to talk about them. Power up with Bang's potent brain and body-rocking fuel. Creatine. There's creatine in here? Holy shit. Caffeine. I don't even know what COQ10 is. And BCAAs. Do you know what any of those
I
are?
do know what BCAAs are. Those are amino
Branched chain amino acids. Nice. I always love how these energy drinks are like made for athletes. Like what
Like
guys
they
like,
drink.
oh, Tom Brady. Yeah, no, skip the water. Give me a Bang drink. Like, nobody's going to drink Red Bull during the Super Bowl, right?
No.
That's crazy town. Just know your audience. It's for college kids that
Right.
want to drink a bunch at night and stay awake.
And skateboarders who want to be cool in high school.
I kind of still want to be cool in high school now, and I'm 40. And I still want high school kids to think I'm cool. They don't, but, I mean, I want them to.
You still try to convince them that you're cool.
I still try that I'm cool.
All right, so we're up 12, 24, 24. So everybody gets a little shorter now. Rob needs to make a move. He's got 130K.
He's in panic mode.
Before
Rudy needs to make a move. Rudy's at 14 big blinds. When is like full blown?
Yeah, Rudy's fine.
Red alert.
14 bigs is plenty.
What's the number? 10, 12, 11,
And
7?
Red alert is like 6. 8 to 10, you got like Rob needs to shove before his big blind, and his big blind's in 2 hands. Oh, so he's gonna shove.
Ace Jack. He can shove in this one.
Yeah, he's gonna shove. He's gonna have
No
to
brainer.
shove it in here.
And for him, he doesn't even care if everybody folds.
Nope.
He's perfectly happy picking up 36K here. 12 and 24 is 36.
It gives him a whole other orbit, you know?
Right. I mean, it's massively huge.
It's
Niko's
36,
thinking about calling.
12, 24, 24. So
Oh, wow.
It's 60.
Good God, my math's bad. You're right. I was thinking 36 is just as small in the big blind, but I forgot about the ante, too.
All right, so
Yeah, he almost
does take
doubles
it down.
up.
Yeah, he 50% X, or he 0.5 X his stacks, halfway doubles up. And now he can at least make it through. You'd love to pick up another hand right here so you can
We get
in
2
again
orbits
before you get your big blind have to pay for it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. 6 big blinds, you are in. If you have 6 bigs, you need to shove before you get to the big blind.
Just, you have to.
Like, yeah, because you're going to pay a double big blind and then just be screwed.
And then you might as well not even look at it, because it's going all in.
Correct.
So what do you just find a face card?
Queen 7, Jack, yeah.
Anything. Just get it in there.
Yeah. Any Queen, King, or Ace.
Especially in the big blind ante. And I feel like that's something that people aren't taking into effect, because it happened
Getting a
again.
rebate, 6 hands.
Guy just didn't realize that he had to pay the ante first. He's like, that's bullshit. And I'm like, but it's the rules. Like, you got to pay the ante first. It's what they do. I think it's one thing that we do that other tournament directors don't do.
But I think our argument for it is
The argument is way better. Originally, if you had 1K left in chips, right, you bust, you all in, you're almost even with the guy, you got 1,500 chips, and the antes are, 1K, with a 5K, 10K small blind, big blind, you're putting in your 1K ante, and all you can win are the antes.
Yeah, I mean, you got a free ante for 8 hands, so when it's your turn to pay up,
You pay up.
Ante first. You shouldn't be able to get doubled up on what you
Because
owe the bill.
you were bad enough to fucking get it in bad. I am dropping F-bombs today like crazy.
But
I'm
it is
sorry,
true.
YouTube.
It is true.
And I always do my speech at the table like, please, guys, you're going to be on social media. Don't swear.
You're the ones-
And I'm always like, shit is fine. Damn. Oh,
Sucks.
scooter nuts, something like
Scooter
that.
nuts.
I don't know. I was trying to think of something that wasn't bad. But then, like, I'm over here dropping F-bombs, MF, and Bang drinks. And our sponsor, Bang, does not appreciate any of these F-bombs. What are always what's the thing at the bottom of, like, when you're watching late night television, and people don't do this as much anymore with like Netflix on, when you're watching like Nick at Night, and it's like, the views of these channels are just bought by, they're not the views of the station and the whatever broadcasting of NBC.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like the church stuff that comes on,
Right.
or like,
Right.
penis
They don't want to condone
penis enlargement pills. Yeah, they don't want to be on board of like Jehovah's Witnesses.
Right. Like the 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. time slot is like
Anything's up for grabs, yeah. It's the best
time.
time. If you're going to watch TV now, the best time to watch TV is between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m., which is when most poker players are getting home from the casino.
Right.
Turn on something on ABC and see what you get. You're either going to find some awesome products that you didn't know you needed to have, but you bought anyways.
For 3
Because you
easy
just
days.
ran up your, $200 into a 1-2 game into like 1,800.
Right.
Take 200 of that and buy a freaking rotisserie
I swear to God,
microwave,
I almost bought this
popcorn maker,
air fryer.
air fryer. What do you ever need an air fryer
I
for?
woke up at like 7, and the air fryer thing's on there, and I'm looking at
I
it.
know a guy who bought one.
I'm
He's
like,
like,
oh my gosh.
yeah, I make vegetables in it. They're awesome. He's like, I would never eat vegetables if I didn't have an air fryer.
It's like this 16
It's a
convection oven.
It's a fudging blow dryer that they turned upside down, and then you're putting your food over it.
No,
That's all it
There's
is.
a 3, like, it's a conventional cooking.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You can turn on
It's
the
a hair
grill.
dryer.
Yeah.
It's a hair dryer. You're cooking on a hair dryer.
There's 3 easy payments of $59.99. I was like, that's not even that bad. You get a free pizza cutter, recipe book.
God bless whoever that is the great American dream. Think of something that already exists, rebrand it as a different item, and then sell it for
a
3x the price.
Yeah, for a way better deal. Because it
Right?
so much better. All right,
It's
Rob,
awesome.
8.
And he's going to get it through again. So that's another. I think that was on his.
Small blind. He lost his big blind.
He did lose a big blind, but he's still netted. He's still up. He's still
Yeah,
up
yeah, no, but
between
he's
the
up.
one all in that he walked on, or that he got through, and then paid his big blind and had to fold, which he just washed
Yeah,
those
he's got
two.
190K.
It was awesome.
And then now Rudy can make it through this orbit of.
Before he has to get crazy.
Yeah, because he's still got, what, 14? And if he loses his blinds, he loses 2.5. So he's down to 12.5. Really, he can go
11.5.
around 11.5. Then really can go around again and lose 2.5 more and be down to 8.
And now you're in
Now
trouble.
you're in trouble.
So now he could still play premium hands.
2.5 is 9, by the way.
All right, our
That's
math.
11.5.
Math's hard.
Yeah, it really is. And this new way that they teach math. It's
I don't
a
know it.
nightmare.
I don't do
is
it.
a nightmare.
My niece and nephew are learning core math, and Brandon babysits them a lot,
Yeah, it's a
a good amount. And I can imagine, because my kids are
It's
only in
literally like
preschool.
17 minus 8.
I'm still
and I cannot explain.
Right, I'm still connecting the dots and coloring red, blue, and green. That's it. Write my name. I can do that stuff.
Yeah.
No problem.
It's like show your work on grouping 17 minus 8 in like it's like make the 17 20 and the 8 10 and then you subtract the 20 minus 10 to get 10 and then like somehow minus the other numbers. It's like it's supposed to be like getting them to think in whole numbers. But like that just comes later intuitively.
Why did core math come along? I mean, math has been math since the dawn of time, and it's fine. It works great. 1 + 1 = 2.
Right.
That's it. I don't need to make the 1 into a 5 and do 5 + 5 is 10 and then subtract the other 8 fucking numbers that I put in there that don't mean anything.
Yeah.
I don't need to do that. If you have to memorize 1 + 1 is 2, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to run for president and ban core math.
17 minus 8. It's like, okay, if you want to learn it, like, okay, 17 minus 8. What is that?
Do you watch Veep?
Sometimes.
Okay, so the end of Veep, Jonah is running for president, against Selena
Okay.
in the primaries to try to get the whatever. They never say what party she in, but her and him are in the same party, and they're jockeying
To
to
get
who's
the
going to be
nomination.
like the Republican or the whatever their party is. And he ends up getting a huge swing in the vote because he makes like some like core math is so stupid. It was invented by, and he goes, it was invented by terrorists, and like all of a sudden like white middle America is like,
Oh,
hey,
shit,
that's right.
my guy.
Yeah, so they end up going for him, and then he ends up running as her vice president. And it's actually Veep is a really, really good show, and I am very much against political satire in general because I think it's gotten to the point where it's just too much. Like we should just joke about other stuff. Like go back to Seinfeld. Like that was funny. I want a show about nothing. I don't want real shows that have real meanings and that
But
now I
it's
feel
all
bad.
Switched around.
Right. But anyways, Veep is really, really, really funny. We got a hand here.
We do.
6s from Marky Mark against Niko, the ace 9. It's the reversal of before. So Marky gets a little revenge on it. Doesn't win quite as many chips from Niko, but he gets some of them back.
So there you go. VPIP. Marky Mark playing 40%. Rudy, tight as can be. He opened jacks. That's it.
Angels also kind of
he
been card
opened
dead.
7 on the button. That was it. Rob trying to pick his spots. Like you would expect the shorties to kind of have.
I mean, in all honesty, we've seen Rob's hands, and there's nothing that he's folded that was like, he could have done it. Like they've just been
9-3 or it was ace jack.
hot garbage, or hey, not too bad. Kind of like most of my dates in college.
Yeah,
Did you like that?
I did.
Yeah.
Nico aces on the gun.
I hate aces under the gun
Why? Just
because Just limp?
I just limp every time.
Oh, wow. You heard it from Brandon first. Lesson 4 of Brandon's masterclass. You got aces under the gun? Limp.
Every time.
Every time, limp. Limp raise.
Or just blast off the
Blast off.
87. All right, that's not too terrible.
Better. And he raised to 67.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. What are they, 12-24? So it's like
But
almost.
see, now he's raised so big every single time.
It's fishy.
This looks fishy.
Right.
I know we could see the cards, and like nobody had anything.
But this is the point of commentary. This is the point of watching these old hands. It's not to improve your play because you're watching some other guy and you may or may not be able to play against him. Be like, oh, I recognized his patterns. No, these are general patterns that every single poker player does. This is the exact reason of why you should be watching these videos, because it just makes you a better player to realize, oh, wow, I do that. I do this. I do this exact move here. I am not balanced at all. My big hands, I smell like a fish. And the other hands, I'm like literally the guy in Rounders who's like looking at all shifty-eyed left to right, like with his corny-ass mustache. Like, yeah, dude, you look like you're bluffing. I got to not be the corny guy looking left and right. I also noticed I've never actually watched Dana Negron use Masterclass, but here you go, Rob, 6-4. Folding that one.
Dude, Mark gets my favorite hands.
He does, and he plays them well.
Every time he gets Jack 8 5 times every time.
I was heads up in a pot, and I had raised, and the guy had called, and I didn't watch the flop come out. I just watched the player, and I was like, this one hand in this one bubble, I'm going to see if the guy looks at his chips and then bets. Sure enough, the flop comes out, he looks at his chips, looks up, and he bets it out, and I was like, holy shit, Daniel Negron was right. Now, I had like 4s. I was just set minded. I raised like 3x to blinds, and then I got one caller, and the flop was like ace, king, 9. Like, I'm not calling with my 4s, but
still.
It was so funny to have. I literally watched him look down, and just with his eyes, he just looked down, looked back up, and I was like, holy crap, he just did it. So either the guy knew I was watching him and knew I had watched his commercial, he's putting out bad tells, which, again, if he is, that's a next level I'm not capable of making. Sir, you're going to win the tournament. You're trying too hard.
Yeah. I swear to you, though, I don't ever know. Like, I generally think that the people that I play with in the 1-2 PLO game at the shoe stink. In general. Like,
They're not good.
They're not good.
Can
So
you
then,
maybe in the
I pick
future
up-
you should not say what casino you play at, so that way if anybody who plays 1-2 PLO, like the Wizard, shout out to you, buddy, because I know.
He's one of the better players.
Oh, good. Okay, so never mind.
He could beat that game.
He's a scrub. He's just a scrub, not like a PLO scrub.
He's the king of the scrub.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Anyways, go ahead. So 1-2, you think they're bad?
And so like they like put off all these like tells, and I just don't know if they're just doing it on purpose or they're really that bad. So I get confused.
You're trying to overread
like,
the situation.
Yeah, like I bet 100 and the guy's just like, and then half the time we'll just raise the 300. And it's like, wait, like are you really this?
Are you
bad?
really
like,
mad,
Sometimes
or-
they're like really actually mad. They're like, shh, I knew you had nothing.
Screw you, I raised.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I always end up like being like, all right, I'm just gonna take into account like I didn't see that, and then go from there. Because I feel like half the time they're just screwing with me, and half the time they don't realize that they're doing it.
Oh no, it's in my other bag. So I have this like crazy good. Being on Atkins or low carb diet and having a cold.
It's the worst.
It's the worst.
You drink Theraflu.
Every medical thing
has
known to
3
man,
carbs.
right, is like, why would I have a cough drop that's got 4 carbs in it? No, thank you.
So really quick here, Angel's deciding whether to call it off with this open ender, and he gets away from it. Nick had been playing so tight all day. I don't know how he shows up with the ace-4 here, and he was on the button.
Well,
But he wasn't getting the right price to call, and he made the good fold. And Nick kicks down the pot.
nice. Sometimes it's good to play tight and then make a move you
And you
can
get
get away
respect.
with. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I make moves and nobody respects my moves because I make too many. I'm like freaking I don't know what I am.
I had a kid at the casino yesterday say, I no longer respect any of your raises, and I will be 3-betting all the time.
Wait, that's what he said?
Yeah, that's what he said.
What
So,
a power move.
I know.
Just walk in and be like, you guys suck. I'm not going to respect any of your raises. Anybody full well knows you raise, I'm going to 3-bet you.
So, literally, next time I raise, he 3-bets me. I had a really good answer.
4-bet him?
I 4-bet him, and then we got it in, and he won. And I was like, well, I mean, I had dominated, but he won. He got it in with the King 9 4 3, double suited.
King 9 4 3.
One with a pair of fours.
Nuts.
Nice hand.
Said nobody ever and meant it.
He literally just goes, I don't respect any of your raises, and I'm going to 3-bet you. I was like, okay, thanks for your strategy. Mark raises onto the gun and folds around again. So these middle stacks are kind of just happy, content, hanging around here, letting a couple of these shorties wind down, and we see Rob in the big blind here paying 48K. We see Rudy with not that much chips. He's kind of getting on life support.
Yep. So the Rexes, the Nicks, and the Nikos.
And the Angels are just like, well, I'm going to chill here. Marky Mark can be the aggressor.
Really, Rex has the most IC on pressure, correct? Because he's got 900K in chips. Or is it the other? I'm trying to realize like where I'm at because I don't ever
The guys in
realize
the
this.
middle, like Rex is,
More middle.
Rex
He
does
should be
too,
putting-
but Rex is never gonna like get
And-
himself in.
and
Rex
he-
only has pressure against
Mark.
right, whereas like the guy who's fourth in chips has pressure from.
Well,
third,
at least
second,
he's got
and
position on Mark on every single hand. Oh wait, no, that's the opposite. He has no position.
yeah, the guys in the middle because they feel it on both ends. They get pushed down from the top, and they can't double up the guys from the bottom.
Yeah.
Like obviously the guy who's second in chips, it'd be detrimental for him to go out in seventh right now. That'd be an ICM suicide. But you know, that goes without speaking. It's the guys in the middle that actually feel the pressure. What? What was in there?
A lens cleaner.
That's run bad.
Yeah, that's super run bad. Fucking.
Man,
Whoa.
third F-bomb. That's all right. I don't even know if you realized the second one.
I didn't.
All right, so Rex raised under the gun to 55K. Niko in the cutoff,
Hey, when does that Breaking Bad movie come out with Jesse El Camino?
middle of October. Did you pre-order your new iPhone?
I didn't. I need to do that right now.
You did, because you're going to be on like the third batch of.
Yeah, and how do you get it?
You
Like
got to go to Apple Store. Apple Store app.
Apple Store app. Okay, I'm in the App Store. Wait, the App
No,
Store?
You need to buy. It's the app called Apple Store.
Let's see if I can find that. Apple.
If you haven't done
I do.
this before,
Apple Store.
It might be a while.
No, I got it. Apple Store. iPhone Pro. Pre-order.
Bink. Here we go. I'll go through the instructions, and you're gonna have to see if your plan.
Do you have an iPhone to trade in? Should I just say no? I'm just gonna say no.
Yeah, I don't know if you're not.
I
on
want
that plan.
black. I want the Big Mama Jamma. 256.
Did you get the? You're doing the
Oh,
Pro.
hold on. Yeah. Nope, I did the iPhone. Back it up. iPhone Pro pre-order. There we go.
Yeah, I'm not, I'll take.
Yeah,
this
you
all
you
day.
do this. I'm
I'll
gonna
take
pre-order
this
my
all
phone.
day. Angel King Jack offsuit. 65.
Hang on, they make a
Pro.
Pro Max now?
Yeah,
That's 6.5 inches?
yeah.
I don't have anything that's 6.5 inches in my pants. It's a weird day today.
It is.
Midnight green. They got new ones. I'm gonna go
I
with
know,
space green.
My dad wanted midnight green. I'm not sure about that.
Do I need 512 gigabytes or should I just do 256?
I mean,
See, the problem is Apple knows their market. Nobody's gonna do
256.
64.
I did 64
Why?
because I only used up 30.
I need more than that. I'm gonna do the 256.
Yeah, 256 is plenty for anybody.
All right, your current carrier. Activate my iPhone. Buy a new iPhone. On my AT&T account. Yep. Just click that, Bam Mama Jamma. Whoa.
They do make it really easy, but
Choose a payment option. 52 for 24 months. 24 months one-time payment. I guess I could just buy it, huh?
buy it. You don't get paid.
Can you do the math? What's 52 times 24?
Like 1,300, 1,248.
Really?
Yeah.
So you don't pay any interest. You could just pay the whole thing up front.
How much is it to buy it?
$12.49.
Oh wow.
And it's 52.04. So I mean, that extra 4 cents a month is going to cover that other dollar. So yeah, that's kind of neat. You can either just pay $1,250 for your phone or budget it out at $50 a month. I guess it doesn't really matter.
I just budgeted mine out, but I'm not rich.
Option to upgrade to a new iPhone every year if you pay $60 a month for 24 months.
That's what I do.
Pay the total amount today. Use Apple Card as your payment method and get 3% daily cash. Have you got an Apple Pay card yet?
I don't.
I got to get one of those.
I
don't know what to do. Should I just buy it for $12.50?
Probably.
Okay, bought it. Do I have to buy it right now?
Yeah, you're going to put in your stuff right now.
Ooh, that makes it a little harder.
Yeah, go with the payment plan. That's what I do.
Payment plan.
Yeah,
back to the
there you go.
$60 a month.
Rex's fours are good, and he is bluffing with the best hand here, KJ. Your favorite spot. Bluffing fours
Rex,
on the river.
yeah.
And
Against Rudy, who he knows is going to have a very... Like, Rudy would have bet if he had anything. Oh, wait, he did. He bet the flop.
check,
And
check,
then
turn.
he... Okay, so it's the check on the turn.
Yeah, and then the ace on the river. Rex is like trying to blast
It's a
off
perfect
nine,
spot.
Or even a king. I mean, you only bet 50,000. Rudy might not fold a king.
And again, maybe
Rudy might fold a king.
Well, if he has king 3, like let's say Rudy has king 3 versus queen 3, and let's say he flop top pair, he bet it out, Rex calls, then he checks the turn when an 8 comes out, when it goes check check, like he can get him off and put him on. Well, maybe he's got king 10, any other king that Rex could have is good.
Right.
Like you can easily fold a king 4 there, so you're going to fold the best hand. I think it's a great move.
He said he was thinking about jamming. That would have been pretty gross because it would have worked. Would have worked. I hear my voice in the background. Pretty sure we're playing spades. Me and Allison just picking up our weekly 100 in spades.
Nice.
Rob down to 130K and 5-4 offsuit. All right, Marky Mark with the King 9 offsuit. Is this going to be in his raising range from the cutoff? Probably. And it is.
Do I want Apple Care with theft and loss?
It comes with free Apple Care, right?
You get Apple Care,
Yeah, you don't want the theft and loss.
but the theft and loss is $4 a month.
Yeah, for $4. I didn't do it. Rudy mucks the Queen 10 there. There's a bad beat in the Sunday special, it sounds like. Or the late night. I hear Brad, so probably the late night. Oh, I see Brad. It definitely was late night. He's standing. All right. So
Shit.
What?
Because mine's a business account, it won't let me do it.
That sucks.
The only way I can pre-order is if I buy the phone outright, which I might be doing anyways.
Sounds like you're doing that then.
Damn. So, what size is this phone now?
You got the max?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was measuring it up.
Dangerous.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is like 5 inches.
So it's an inch and a half bigger?
But mine's not the max. Yours is the max. I don't know. I'm not a max. I don't like the maxes.
Damn. Ships 2 to 3 weeks. Is that 2 to 3 weeks after it comes out, or is it out now?
It's out on the 20th.
Which is like Monday,
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday.
Saturday.
All right, I got to figure that out. All right, anyways, sorry, folks, for that big, long delay of me trying to pre-order a phone that I couldn't pre-order. I don't know why I have a business account. Like, I think I should change it. Like, it's under my business. It's under Chicago Charitable Games. It's just a pain in my ass.
Sounds awful.
Yeah, like this
I need
is...
to get on your business account.
No kidding. All right, we're down to about a half an hour left of this. Ooh, Rob, ace king. Come on, buddy. Is he the big blind or is he under the gun?
He's on the gun.
UTG.
This is a great.
I think he's trying to figure out, like, do I want to jam the full 130 in? Do I do a stop and go?
Stop and go.
Don't
He's got
stop.
four
Stop and
bigs.
go's too fishy?
He's got 4 bigs.
Oh, he does have 4 bigs? It's weird to think that 130K is only 4 big blinds.
5 bigs, but yeah.
Rex with pocket twos could easily make this 130K call.
Too many people behind them.
Yeah, you hate to put a 130 and then get stuck into somebody else going all in, like a Rudy or, you know. There's a waitress in the back of the max. Not something you always see.
No. Niko ace king. Man, what a bummer for Rob. He picks up ace king with 5 bigs and he's chopping.
Oh, it gets worse.
Oh, does it? Because Rob has 2 flush draws. Niko only has 1, so Rob's probably ahead.
See if the deuces would have held up, is what Rex just said. Deuce on the flop!
No.
No! Red card, red card, red card! Woo! And Rex gets massively paid off there. If he calls and Niko jams on top, then he's like, at this point, now I just got to run with these deuces and hope that they hold. And lo and behold, he would have popped 2 players. Sometimes playing bad can get you some good results. Just ask every single person who's ever played the early bird.
Yeah.
You just play some bad stuff, and occasionally it works.
Like Vinny and Chris always would say, he's just bad enough to win.
He's just bad enough to win.
Like, you can't play too good, because then you just lose.
Right. You got to mix it up a little
Just
bit.
bad enough to win.
No way I'm calling your
He said he would've
rejam.
folded to the rejam.
He says that, but
Who knows?
you'd have to do the math. Because you would have put in 130 and...
It would have been like 500 more.
No, Niko doesn't have that much, does
He
he?
had like 600.
Nah. Well,
Nah. We'll
doesn't
see.
matter. Doesn't matter. Back to normal.
Rudy, 160K. Queen 8 suited. He'll find a spot. Let's see. Nick 528, Niko 518. So 130 would have been 380 more.
380 to get at how much? You tell me at that point you wouldn't have called?
518 plus
Right.
130
Right.
plus 130. What's that? 5,
No,
6,
you're the math
7,
major.
770.
Right.
330 to win 770.
Getting 2 to 1.
2.5 to 1.
Right. And you hope the guy's got. You just put him on 2 big cards. Hope he doesn't have any pairs.
So 2.5 to 1 means you gotta. Let me do some quick math here. 1 over 3.5. You gotta be 28% to call. And if the guy either has you 80-20 or you have 50-50, right? Those are the only 2 outcomes.
Yep.
Right? You get a 50-50 and you're flipping.
Or you're 80-20
Or you're
against.
80-20 you're losing.
Yep.
What is that? 0.8 times 0.5. 40%. So against Niko's entire range of hands, he has 40% equity. And to make the call, he would only needed 28% equity. So,
Like I said, if you actually work through the math, I think he could have gotten there no problem. Rudy jams it all in with King Queen. He is under the gun, or was under the gun, jammed it all in with King Queen of Spades, which I like. I mean, that's a
plus
great
one,
hand.
only got +1, but yeah, he's
Oh, it is
in
plus
there.
1? That's what the plus
shoved
1
the
means?
yeah, that's what the plus 1 means. He shoved the previous hand and got it through. And now he got it through again, and boom, just like that, 310K. He doubled up and didn't have to show his cards.
I
Rob
like-
is on full-blown life support.
Well, he got kind of screwed there, and then he had to pay his blinds, and
Oh, I don't even think that. He just paid his blinds.
yeah,
I think he has
because
more than that. Graphic says they might have screwed up that chop pot.
because he couldn't have less than what he started with. He should have had more.
He's got like a
Yeah, so it's weird. Sometimes chop pots with this, it does
screws
that.
it up?
Yeah,
It's like he got quartered on the
correct. They give him like
a quarter.
yeah, it's weird.
They chop his starting stack in half, not like the whole pot. And then,
Right. So you're right. He ends up getting quartered. What else we got?
I'm really excited about this Sunday stack. I'll tell you that.
Dude, you're gonna have a great weekend. Friday we're doing a 3.5K guarantee at North Lake, which I'll blast out today.
Yeah, and it's actually in a decent spot.
It is. It's right off of North Avenue and 294. It's a great spot.
Yeah.
The bar's nice. They got a big TV on the wall there. It's small. The lighting is way better now that we've got those new work lights.
Yep.
Thank you to Bald Dave. You have
Saved us.
You have saved us on all of our bad venues. We're always bad venues because of the lighting. And now Dave's like, hey, bozos, go buy this. They're construction grade, like contractor
Get these
work
huge
lights.
100-watt light bulb or whatever.
And then like now it's now North Lake, the last time we were there,
yeah.
money. No problem whatsoever. So thank you.
I had champagne on Saturday.
Wow.
Or Bloomington.
Bloomington.
Man.
I might go to Bloomington. Oh no, I'm in. Oh wow, I'm gone this weekend.
Where are you at?
I gotta go to Mississippi State. Lindsay and I are going to that football game, couples weekend.
Huh. Fun.
To my alma mater. That will be fun. I would have rather played the deep stack on Friday and Sunday, but whatever.
Well,
And then gone to Bloomington.
That means I'm gonna have a late night or an early morning on Sunday.
Yeah, you're on your own. Make sure
Right.
Dave's doing Sunday. That way you can come a little later. You're screwed either way.
That's fine.
You can sleep when you're dead.
I'll sleep when I'm dead. I'll sleep on Monday.
You have not said anything about my.
I noticed it.
My rainbow Band-Aid.
Oh, I noticed it. Just rip.
So she took like 4 vials of blood for my blood test, and it's fine. And now it hurts trying to get the Band-Aid off. Ripping off arm hair is far worse than anything they did before. Ha! I mean, ah! Ow. Yeah, I was, all right, we're good. Okay. Oh, yeah, look, it's a little bruise.
See that?
I don't know how anybody on the planet, and maybe this is not something I should say on air when we're doing this for CCG Poker Radio, and then brand my company right before I say this. I don't know how people can do intravenous drugs and, like, do it on a regular basis. Like, I had blood drawn this morning for my life insurance, and I needed to do a physical, and they're like, oh, yeah, you just do it all at once. And I was like, yeah, let's just rip everything off of these. So she took, like, a couple of extra vials. Not a couple extras, like she did 3 full vials so that I could do like my life insurance and the regular checkups and blah, 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 blah. And my arm is bruised. I've been holding it all day. It's annoying. It's sore.
And I don't want to go.
How could somebody voluntarily just start plunging stuff into their arm for a buzz?
Right.
That's crazy town.
Like the first time. Like, maybe if you get addicted to it, I get it.
Then you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
It's just like, I guess this is the same thing. It's like, why would you ever want to go to, I'm trying to think, like, Lake Forest early bird where there's 20 people? Like, what's wrong with, like, dude, need my fix. Got to get in that early bird, see what's going on. So I get it. It happens. It's just, that would be enough for me. I don't need a drug speech. I need the vain speech. Anyways, we have gone very far off track today. Thank you to anybody who's made it through the whole hour of me ordering an iPhone, being sponsored by Bang Energy Drink.
3 F-bombs.
3 F-bombs from Ken. I don't know. It's been a wild day. It's a weird Tuesday.
Yeah, Marky Mark's just sitting with the same chip stack he had when we started this thing.
And Rex has got his chipped up. He's gone from like 800 to almost 1 million. Nick is doing the same stuff, folding ace jacks.
What is he doing?
I don't know. Maybe he's high. Maybe his hat's on too tight.
I don't know what's going on. Like, this is like ultimate ICM. Like, he's pay bumping. Like,
right.
But there's a point where, like, you can't play that tight. You're just giving, like, Mark's just steamrolling.
You're just giving away
Mark
chips.
Just raised the hijack and the cutoff and the button, like, every
Every
time
hand.
with any decent hand. Jack 8, Queen 9, King
Just
7.
any face card, basically, that's not followed by a 4.
Right. And even a 4 if it's suited. You know what I mean? Like,
non-suited 4
Right.
is what he's folding right now.
And, like, Ace Jack is premium. We're 7-handed. Like, Ace Jack is, like...
Pretty good.
Whew, I haven't folded Ace Jack in years.
Mm-mm.
It's probably why I've never won a tournament. But...
Yeah.
All right, Rob's under the gun. I think he has a little more than 75K. Maybe not, no. He might have, like, 100 and
What did he fold there? Did we see it? Or
10-3 off.
all right, so, I mean, at
A
that
random
point.
hand is better than 10-3 off.
Yeah.
But, again, now you're in this situation. Rudy King 9, another probably profitable shove spot that gets passed up.
Especially
Big
since
blind
the
box.
small blind, big blind have nothing. Oh no, kings.
Yeah, kings. Just the two kings.
Just the two kings. Whose Ford is that?
I don't know.
Whose Ford SUV is out in the parking lot? They're not supposed to park over there. That's VIP parking only, Brandon.
I didn't park over there. You see where I parked? I parked in the.
And I haven't driven the Porsche in so long, it didn't start the other day. It's died. It's like a flaw in 911s that if you let them sit for like 2 weeks,
There's like a small little.
the
battery
charge,
drain.
yeah, the battery just drains. I think they claim it's a security measure where, like, if your car sat somewhere, it would die, and then everything locks, like the hood locks, the trunk locks, the doors lock, the windows lock, the top locks. You can't do, even if you get in the car, you can't pop the hood or pop the trunk. It's a total pain in the ass. So I always know, like, if it's going to sit for a while, pop the hood, pre-pop the hood so it doesn't die. Sure enough, I go to get it, and I'm going to go play golf. I'm excited to drive my car. Nothing. First world problems, huh?
Yeah, it sucks to suck.
It's like the other day.
Moral of the story
It's like
is
the other
buy a new
day
Porsche.
I dropped my Rolex, and I was like, "Oh no!" It's not true. I don't have a Rolex, but I really want one.
Yeah.
So if anybody's looking to get me a present for Christmas,
All right, so the two shorties end up getting it in against each other here.
good.
Looks like Rudy shoved the ace-10 off, and Rob has no choice but to go with his hand.
He cannot fold.
And it's a 60-40, and now it's a 80-20. And now
No, it's less. Yeah.
I mean, Rob just didn't have any cards. He couldn't put together a little string. And
No, and then he finally gets an ace king, and he gets
Yeah.
called by another ace king, and the guy then he has to fade a club on the river.
I know.
That's gross. Just run bad. I mean, it's just you go card dead sometimes, and that's just what happens.
Seventh place, though, nice little chunk of change. This is where the money starts getting pretty
Goes up
decent.
from here, yeah.
Good. Was this morning?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So
I have to go tomorrow.
they made they just come to the house
Oh.
because for my life insurance is what I originally did it for, and so what you call it. So like we'll just come to the house, and so she's like, "What time's too early?" And I was like, "Well, my kids wake up at like 6, so whatever, I don't care. I'll be awake at 7:30 if you want to get there." So then she called me at like 6:15 or no 6:30, and I remember thinking, "Who the hell is calling me at 6:30?" And then I realized that it was her, and I was like, "Yeah, just when you get here, knock on the door. Like
Yeah.
we're here." So it was good. They're pretty quick. They bring everything with them, like the scale and. Now, they did tell me to fast. I did kind of forget about fasting. I just hadn't eaten in general. Like, it's why I like doing it in the morning, because, like, if you just sleep. I think I ate dinner at, like, 8 or 9, and then, she was there by 7.
12-hour
But
fast,
I do have a tendency to wake up in the middle of the night and want to drink, like, something.
Yeah.
So I end up drinking, like, a flavored water or something. Hang on one second. Well, Brandon just ruined my Rubik's Cube.
I'm in the process of putting it back together.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the phone call with your wife was going to be long.
So an hour and 7 minutes after the start of this final table 7, Rob finally gets knocked out. Didn't really chip up at all.
No.
He managed to just not even tread water, not drown for a little while, and then drowned. Yeah, that happens. Angel with an ace-jack. Angel's been very quiet. Hasn't really had many hands. I mean, you see he just takes a walk on the big blind with kings. So, like, it seems like he's not getting much action at all. Looks like Rex wants to play this Queen 8 suited. He does. So he calls that raise. Are we still at 10-24 or 12-24?
Yeah, I think so.
7 deuce 6. Is this one of those hands that kind of hits Rex's small blind or big blind range?
No, it's too small. That turn does.
10 helps a little bit.
10 should, Rex should be betting this turn here.
Looks like he's going to. Now, it is another spade, so he's semi-bluffing
And
in
they got it
general.
all, too.
Yeah. Looks like 60-ish. 75. Angel, ace, jack. 2 overcards.
I think he's just going to fold. This sucks when you you don't see bet, then that's kind of a bad card for
the turn.
for your range and his range.
So you think that the miss there would have been just to fire the flop,
fire the flop,
see what happens,
rep all of the big hands. Yeah,
right?
Like Queen H is going to get out of there,
and then he takes it down. Yeah. But once you check, and then he bets into you on the turn, and it's not a great turn in general. You got your best friend King
has the board advantage.
Yells switching. That means that everything just switched, huh? He's been doing that for 20 years. I can't believe I can actually go on record to say I've known King since I was 21. I'm 39. That's 18 years, almost 20 years that he's been yelling in my ear, switching. I bet Bert even will come in right now and be like, "Are you guys talking about King?" Like he knows exactly what he's talking about.
I just love how he calls me on the phone. He goes, "You said somebody pick me up." Okay.
Who the hell is this?
Send me the address.
Ooh, I had a scary Uber ride Sunday night coming home from Midway.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was just like this ginormous white guy in a big Infiniti SUV.
Okay.
He's like
great.
football player size, like 6'4", like 300-something pounds, like a big dude. Literally, he's like, "Hey, do you mind if the windows are open? Because I might fall asleep if I turn the air on." I was like, not a great thing to tell me, but yeah, sure.
That's what he said?
I don't mind if the windows are down. So it was a nice day. It was a nice night. You know, it's like 60-something. Like, if it was summer, I'd be like, no, bro, turn on the AC. Like, I'll risk dying over being uncomfortable. And, come on. Sorry, that was like literally the third time my wife has called me. Like it's an emergency. Like one of my kids are going in to get stitches. And no, she wants to ask me if she needs to bring a clear purse to a football game, a college football game. Like, no, they're not. It's crazy town. Anyways, crazy big NFL guy was driving me home from Midway at 1:30 in the morning because my flight doesn't get in until like 12:15. And then, it was 1 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And you know how, like, when you start drifting left, the lane will go beep, 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 and it'll beep because you're drifting?
Yeah.
It literally went off 40 freaking times. It got so bad that when we went through the, because we take 55 to 294 North, and you know when you get off at 294 North there from 55 South, like there's the toll booths right there, and they're relatively narrow.
They're so narrow.
They look narrow. There's something, an optical illusion. I'm sure
how does a truck ever fit through?
I'm sure they're all the same size, but like that particular toll booth feels really tight. And this dude's going like 75. And I'm thinking in my mind, get skinny, get skinny, get skinny. Like I'm trying to like I was a little nervous. Anyways, he got me home safe.
Get skinny.
I was like,
home safe after.
I don't really care,
knows,
but I was safely home.
Nico jacks under the gun, get through, folds around.
Made it 107, 4x'd it. Love them big bets under the gun. I mean, they're starting to notice now.
But then when he had aces, he doubled it.
he downsized.
That's what I'm saying. Double.
Right. Yeah, you can't do that. If you're going to be a wild man betting 8 times the big blind, do it on every single one. You said it best. When your head's up, you got to bet the big on the bad hands as well as the good hands, because otherwise you're just telegraphing what you have. All right, we're down to 8 minutes here. What are we going to talk about?
I don't know.
Do we miss anything today?
I think we
How about that Bears game? Can we cover that Bears game?
Under the gun.
Oh, Angel with aces. In a spot. No, Angel, what are you doing? You limp with aces under the gun. UTG plus ace equals LIMP. That's going to be my new T-shirt. UTG plus ace equals limp. Or can I do what? I wonder what a picture of like limp. What would people know right away if you, like a limp picture, and then you would be like, oh yeah, that's limp for sure. Yeah. I wonder like if you were doing like Pictionary, what you would draw to represent limp. Maybe a piece of rope. Yeah. Or like
See, I would go super crazy town. I mean, I'm going to try and go elsewhere here than the obvious answer.
Let's turn to a politically correct conversation. He opened from 1224 to 87, right? That's like 3 times, a little more. And Mark ends up calling with the Jack 8. Flops an 8, so not great. He would have liked to see a heart there.
Check.
Putting pressure on the aces.
And
Binks the river.
Oh, this is the hand that I worked behind the.
Nice, I missed this. So it kind of got... All right, so he bet 60K pre-flop, which is, like you said, 2.5x. Yeah, right, which is good. Gets one caller. He follows up on the flop with like a 90K bet. Mark calls with the 8. Turn goes check, check. Mark gets a free river and bangs the 10-ball gutter ball.
Angel, I don't like the bet. I like the way he
everything
played it,
except the river.
The river bet.
If you're planning on check calling, then just check call.
Right.
Don't bet call.
Yeah.
You're just juicing up the pot for him.
Right, because now you open yourself up the door to get bluffed. Because he's never getting bluffed if he check calls because he's calling.
I got 2 new pops.
Which ones?
Teen Wolf on the end, Duke Kaboom, and Scoops.
Kaboom.
Duke Kaboom's the best. My daughter Quinn is my middle child. She's a perfect Duke Kaboom. It's her first movie that we went to see at the movies, right? Uh-huh. And now she jumps out of her crib at night. She's 3, so she still sleeps in her crib. We got to get her a big girl bed, my wife keeps telling me. But she keeps jumping out of the crib, but she doesn't like hang off the side and fall down. Uh-huh. She Duke Kabooms it. She just jumps out. And all I hear is this thud. And I'm thinking, oh my God. And I go tear up the stairs and she's crying. I go, what are you doing? Legit jumping out of bed like a spider monkey. She's crazy.
She is crazy.
She's funny though.
So back to Angel.
We talked about this. His bad move here was either keep firing if you think you're good. If you're gonna bluff,
and
just
look at the sizing by Mark. Only 130 more.
Yeah, it's just
to win 770K.
Right, he's gonna get a call out of Angel here. Yeah,
he's got to be right 1 in 7
If
times.
Angel would have just checked, Mark would have bet probably something in the 130 range, and he could have called the 130 and got away with
and seen his hand
and seen good. And maybe have been good
and maybe gotten Mark to bluff. Now he's got to. Mark could still be bluffing. I mean, he's not with the sizing ever, but
I think the moral of this story goes is that he kind of gave up a little bit on the turn by checking.
He's going to be scared on the turn and be scared on the
then
river
don't
too.
bet the river, especially when it 4 flushes out there.
4 straights, yeah.
4 straights it out there.
Yeah, there's 3 good.
Doesn't sound as good when you say 4 straights versus.
4 straight.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. 4 flush makes more sense.
It's 2 syllables.
Right. I don't like 4 straights.
4 2-A straight.
When the board is so wet. Do you say wet?
Yeah, wet.
And Angel finds a fold. I congratulate him. I think he made a couple of nice moves. He made a good pre-flop move. He made a good flop move. Bad turn move, bad river move. Follows it up at the end with a good fold. I mean, he finds the fold, which I'm the player that I'm not good enough to find that fold.
So I think the line that you're going to take if you're going to check the turn because it's kind of scary, check the river so Mark can bluff.
And then you can decide by his sizing if you want to see it or not.
Right.
But he could have saved himself 100. So again, the river was the worst case scenario. He bet it out, it got raised, and then folded. He doesn't get to see the hand. He doesn't ever know if he's good, and it cost him chips. If he'd have just checked, Mark would have either tried to bluff at it. You could try to decide right then and there if you want to do it.
Right. The river check when the turn check, the river check matches up on all rivers.
Right.
Because say it's a deuce and Angel has
nothing changes.
Check
it,
then,
call it, see
Mark
the
bets.
hands.
Yep. And then Mark bets and you win. Or Mark checks and you win.
Boy, I'm a really good poker player when I can see both players' cards. Yeah.
I thought that was the last hand. Looks like this is the last hand. Niko ace king.
No, yeah, there's one more because I was so excited about that last hand. I thought there'd be so much we'd want to talk about.
We did. We just talked about a lot.
Yeah. Niko ace king, small blind, earthquake. Jam it in there, Niko.
Raise.
How much? Niko raise is like 250. What's the standard Niko bet?
All right,
10x.
So I'm just really quickly flabbergasted that Nick is just limping the button with ace 9.
When it's folded to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's too tight.
I mean, he's
here's the thing.
Getting rewarded for it.
Nick watches these because he said, remember the other day, he's like, oh man, I didn't know that was you and Brandon. Yeah. He said to you, I didn't know that was you and Ken.
Yeah.
He's like, that's you guys? And we're like, yeah, who else is going to do all this work? But again, he's maybe we're finding something wrong.
We're living in his world because he's saved his tournament life
three times by not
engaging.
Right. And again, they weren't like the ace jack fold
and
the ace queen are kind of suspects. And it worked out really well for him. And then these other two, I think he could could have. So maybe it's 50-50 on good versus bad. All right, well, that's going to do it for part 1 of the CCG Summer Saver. This is a great final table, tons of action, lots of fun. So stay tuned for next week when we come back with part 2. Awesome. Nick is playing all night, and he also realized that it's me and Brandon who do the commentary. So my tagline's going to be, yeah, it's actually me who does the commentary. See you next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.